What we want to do today is to take a look at a Band 9 writing in Task 2 of IELTS to see what a structure is used in order for you to learn it and get the same score. Hey guys, Merhnush here from Ross IELTS Academy. As you might know, IELTS writing is one of the skills that many candidates struggle with. The thing is that you try and get a 6 in the end, and you always wonder why. But is it impossible to get a higher score in this skill? The answer is no. One thing that many candidates are not aware of is that there are different question types in Task 1 and Task 2 of IELTS writing. And you should follow a different paragraph structure in each, which is the key to a high score. What we want to do today is to take a look at 1 in Task 2 and analyze its structure on a very good sample answer. And if you want to boost your score in IELTS writing, you can visit our website to get help from our writing course. You can go to www.rossielts.com. So if you're ready now, we can get started. So now let's take a look at the question statement. Increasing numbers of students are choosing to study abroad. As you see, this is the question statement, and what we should do is to read it carefully, highlight the keywords, and then understand what this is talking about. Now the next part would be the question we are asked regarding this question statement, which says, to what extent does this trend benefit the students themselves and the countries involved? What are the drawbacks? So we are asked 2 questions about the given question statement. By reading it, we can distinguish the question type we are dealing with. So this is an advantages and disadvantages question. And here's the paragraph structure that we should follow for that. So first we have the introduction paragraph, then body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and finally the conclusion paragraph. What we want to do now is to write our essay based on this structure. Here we go with the introduction paragraph. Studying abroad has become increasingly common in the last few years. I believe that this phenomenon has its own pros and cons, as many students clearly consider the experience worth the sacrifices involved, as they will get the chance to broaden their worldview and gain experience. However, another group of people may not adapt to the conditions of the new country or give up friendships when they move abroad. So in the introduction paragraph, we have paraphrased the question statement as the first sentence of it. Then, as we are dealing with an advantages and disadvantages question, we should give the answer to the question mentioning the advantages and disadvantages here. But the point is that you should at least mention 1 advantage and 1 disadvantage. But I have mentioned 2 for each, which is totally fine. Plus, you should get into no detail and leave it to the body paragraphs. Now let's write the first body paragraph. Most international students find ways of making the experience work well for themselves and others involved. This is to say that most return home enriched by new friendships made abroad and find ways of adapting what they have learned to their home context. Besides, another advantage of going to other countries for further education is that the students can broaden their horizons and get to know people from different cultural backgrounds. For example, I remember when I returned to my country after I had studied 2 semesters in Germany, I could seek much better careers related to my job and be considered an asset to my country due to the high level of knowledge I had gained. So here in the first body paragraph, we have gotten into the answer to the first question talking about the benefits of this issue. So, in the first sentence of the paragraph, which is the topic sentence, we have clearly mentioned it, and then in the following sentences, we have given some explanation, and finally, an example using the appropriate expressions to show which. And now the second body paragraph. Let's see how we can write it. However, this trend has drawbacks as well as benefits for those concerned. One potential drawback is that the instruction international students receive may not be relevant to their home contexts. For example, students from developing countries who go to Western countries for teacher training are often taught to use teaching techniques that are suitable for small classes. Hence, what they have been trained to do may not be relevant. Another potential drawback is the phenomenon of brain drain. Prior to leaving home, they may be fully committed to returning. Nevertheless, students are often at the stage in their lives when they are forming their most important personal and professional relationships. Thus, they may choose to remain in the host country on completing their studies. So here in the second body paragraph, we have gotten into detail of the second question, talking about the disadvantages of the issue. So, in the first sentence of the paragraph, which is the topic sentence, we have clearly mentioned it. And then, in the following sentences, we have given some explanation and finally, an example using the appropriate expressions to show each of that. And now the conclusion paragraph. In conclusion, immigrating to foreign countries can contribute to a higher level of knowledge and experience among students, while it can result in a paradox in the teaching methods in the two countries the students study in, their home country and the nation they travel to. So, eventually, in the conclusion paragraph, we have concluded all the mentioned details throughout the essay, paraphrasing what we had already mentioned in the introduction paragraph. Very well, guys. In this video, we took a look at a writing in Task 2 of IELTS exam, and we learned in details how we should write it in order to get our desired result. You can also write your own writing, send it to our examiners, and get a comprehensive feedback on it, plus your score in each criteria. Take a look at the link we have put in the video description. Stay tuned for the next videos and see you very soon.
In this course, you will have a series of educational videos in which you will learn each and every tip you will need in specific details for both general and academic modules.
Next question type is double question or
Attached to each video, you will have the PDF files for each question type, including the paragraph structure, the expressions, and the techniques you can apply, which have all been taught in the videos. To make sure that you learn everything properly, in each video we will write an essay, a letter, or a report by using the tips that you have learned. Moreover, something to help you in this section is the different question samples we have put for you to write your own writing about. This isn't everything. We strongly recommend you to use our writing correction services as well, so that our examiner can give you a written and video feedback and make sure you're ready for the real test. Join us to become our next successful candidate.